Hello, Boulevard Club friends. This is Kathy coming to you. Well, for the last time at this time for a flow yoga class. Um, Things are shifting, of course, in our outer world right now. I'm looking more hopeful. Weather-wise, for sure, we're going to be offering some outdoor classes at the club in the next few weeks. You'll hear about all of that and changing our online schedule. There'll still be some online classes. I'll continue to be teaching the express version of this class on Wednesdays at noon, and that's a 35-minute class. And then the restorative um, chill stretch out style class is still happening on Thursdays at 11. So maybe I'll see you there. But thanks for tuning in whenever it is that you are for this session. And I have been thinking about the whole Zoom. Wow, the amazingness of being able to have this platform to connect with each other, to be able to be in a community and be mm, leading myself or being led and guided with others to keep our well-being going and keep our social connections with the world beyond our own walls. But also today, it's been difficult to sometimes stay connected with oneself, one's own inner experience, and be intimate with that and be light and friendly and okay with whatever is arising in the moment. Um, which is going to be in the sensory realm. We're present when we're in the sensory realm, uh, when we can feel, see, hear, taste, touch. All of those things just ground us back to what's here right now, and that includes the mental landscape as well, and all of the things that are vying for our attention. So we can just be a little softer, make some space, open up the door, open up the windows for it all to be um, okay when we notice we're being drawn out into a future plan or into some past regret or recrimination. We just come back to something that is actually happening right now and know that's all super normal. So, as far as anything that you might need for your practice, I've just got a very flat blanket or towel. I've folded it up a few times so it can be almost like a band-aid for the lower back, or sorry, the upper back. Really, I'm placing it up near the top third of my yoga mat. I'm going to start lying down right now. Just got to sit though for a second with your legs out. Take the time you need if you want to find that towel or blanket. If you don't, that's fine. You don't really need it, but just lean back and just start to jiggle your legs. Just look at your feet, those lovely appendages that connect with the earth and support your entire structure. Just give your legs, your ankles, your shins, the muscles that hug the bones there, the knees. You just scanning those with your gaze, seeing what's here, the thighs. Shake, shake, shake. And then let that go. Start to lower down. You can come to the elbows. You might need to adjust that bit of height so that it feels good underneath the upper back. You can give your head a little bit of a lift and draw back with the hands so that it can come to rest on the floor and nestle so that it feels like it's fairly centered. You might need to roll up your mat a couple times. If you feel the head is really falling back in space, that'll give you a second cushion there, or bring in another cushion or towel. You might keep your legs long and floppy, or bring the knees to bend and widen the lower back by letting the feet separate and the knees touch. Allow yourself to experience this posture. The first act is to stop, to pause, to just take in your body, resting in the shape, feeling the connection that is here with the sense of touch, whatever that is for you, a feeling of the bones of your body supported by the earth, some part of the feet, the back of the skull, some aspect of the arms, backs of the hands, and the hips, both sides of the sacral region, just above the tailbone, settling into the earth. So we stop to be aware of presence. Body is here. All of the sensory realm includes the field of hearing, some of the sounds in your environment, people, traffic, bird calls, whatever it is, hearing is present. Whether the eyes are opened or closed, there's a awareness of the visual field, also shapes, colors, a spot on the ceiling. Maybe some taste, leftovers from a meal, or toothpaste, the smells, the carpet, the garden, or a meal that's been prepared. All of these things to give our attention to the fact that we are present right now. This is happening. Including, of course, the mind activity, doing what it does, what it was designed to do. Find problems, solve problems, make plans, judge, critique. Over time, just that knowledge that this is just reality, brain functioning. We can step back a little bit, make some space for it to also be aware that the mind is vast and can hold a whole landscape of emotions and thoughts, nonsense, storyland, dreams. Everything impermanent, moving in and out. Just open up the window and allow the guest to travel. As you rest here and the awareness of presence can get some perspective. This is looking a little deeper into what might be happening in the body. Might be aware of an area that is tight or sore or wants some attention, strength. Some opportunity to move into when we do start to move. Or just to see where there's some tension in the face, the jaw, the shoulders, the hips. And allow some ease, some space to be there. So we've stopped, gained some perspective. Maybe there's an opportunity and intention that you might take with you into the more active part of the practice as we get ready to shift. Not forcing or leaning too hard to find something, but again, just letting the door be open to it all. Notice now that breath is happening, feeling the sensations of breathing, just your natural breath. Seeing if you can follow the inhales from their very origin to the top, to their fullness. Also following the exhales from their origin, all the way down to their completion. Getting engaged and curious about that experience, how you feel that in your body right now. If breath focus causes any agitation, then just let yourself turn back to something else. Maybe it's sound or the visual field or just the body resting in each shape as we move it. Good, let's take a stretch out. Lengthen the legs, the arms away from each other. Full body stretch out. If it's not too much underneath your shoulder blades, you can leave it there. Slide your hands behind your head and pick up your head and look towards your feet. And just rock the head from side to side. Get a bit of massage across the area between the shoulder blades, the back of the heart. Draw the ribs down, knit them down towards the hips, maybe lift a little higher. And then lay it back down. If you need to take that thing out, go ahead. Otherwise, bend your knees here. So we can do a little bit of engagement, waking up the core. Press the elbows to the floor. Send the back of the head into the support of the hands and then chin towards the chest. Start to send the ribs down and just lift the head a little bit. You can just look at the ceiling. And then lower the head again. Press the elbows to the floor. Inhale. Exhale to come up. Inhale down. Accordion squeeze. Exhale. Inhale down. Exhale to come up and pause there and a few little pulses. 5, 4. Supporting the head. 3, 2, 1. Come down. Inhale, press the back of the head, the hands still holding the head, press the elbows to the floor and stretch the legs out again. And now we'll alternate some knee to elbow twists. So let's keep the right elbow heavy or even on the ground as we take the right knee in the direction of the left elbow. Open on the inhale. Let's do that again. Right knee, left elbow. Open it up. Stay on this side, 3 more. Exhale. Back of the right arm stays down. Exhale. Open it up and then exhale. Last twist. Lengthen. Again, just take a breath in, soften the belly. Second side. So left back of the arm stays pressing. Left knee draws towards the right elbow, revolving. Right side of the rib cage. And then open up, right elbow comes back down. Left knee to right elbow. Left elbow stays down. Open it up. Floating, knitting ribs. Exhale. Let's do 3 more on this side. 2. And 1. Open that up. Inhale, soften the belly. And exhale, let it go. Let's slide the hands out from underneath the head. And just shift. So if you do have something underneath you, you can take it out over to the side. You can either just roll to the side and come up that way, or onto the back again with the knees in. Rock a few times forward and back. Find a bit of flexion in the lower back. And then come up. Bring the soles of the feet together. Have a long diamond shape and take this seated version of a child's pose in the spine at least. Allowing the hips to get a little bit of opening as well as you bow the head, tractioning from the tailbone to the crown of the head and experiencing the breath and any other sensations that are happening right now, here and in this shape. Mind will do what it does. When that comes to the awareness that it's off somewhere else, then good. Just return to something that you're focusing in on, sound or breath. Shift back to sitting up, loop the shoulders and lean back again. Take the feet wide. Let's drop the knees over to the left and bring the right shin down towards the floor. Press the right shin. Knees lift up, inhale, and then switch. Left shin presses. Back through center, inhale. Shins towards the left. Come up so that just your left hand is down and roll the ball of your right hip around, looking over your left shoulder. Reach the right arm and then wave it open like you're opening a curtain. Close it on the exhale. Open that curtain. See what's there. Inhale. You can follow the fingertips with your gaze. Once more, exhale. And open, inhale. Bring the right fingers down, right knee lifts, over, shins press, left hip lifts, little upper back bend. Roll the ball of the left hip around now so you're twisting towards the right. You can walk the right hand back a little, waving the left arm to close the curtain, and then open it up again. Inhale. Just come up light on the right fingertips, and then exhale, twisting. Closing the curtain and open, inhale. Last time, exhale. And inhale, center. Good, so let's find a comfortable seat, and it could be cross-legged or you could sit even in a chair. You can take your roll if you like and use that as a pillow. Sitting and knowing that we're sitting once again. Setting the gaze down the tip of the nose. Let's reach both arms up and do a few big circles with the arms, reaching to the side or back. Inhale, and the arms could be bent. Exhale, just exploring the range of movement in the shoulders here, what feels good. Reach both arms up, inhale. And then bring the right hand down, exhale, lengthen up. Bring the left hand behind the head. And take a side stretch there. Come back up a little on the inhale and exhale into the side stretch. Inhale, lift. Exhale, the side stretch. This time let the chest roll to the ceiling a bit, the right ribs wrap under, almost leaning back a little bit. Keeping some core containment though. Exhale, we'll take the left elbow towards the right knee. And then open up, inhale. Left elbow to right knee, exhale. Once more, open it up. Reach the left arm up. And then bring the left hand to the, could be anywhere on the legs in front or around to the right outer thigh to come into a twist over the right shoulder with the gaze for 3, 2, and 1. Back through center, just a little twist to the other side, exhale. Center, change the cross of your legs if you are in that shape. And then let's bring the fingertips to the tops of the shoulders. Let's do a few circles, squeezing the elbows in and then open. In and then open. Moving with your breath now and then, maybe follow that breath from its origin all the way up to its completion. And back down the other side, changing directions. Good, then reach the arms up, inhale. Left fingertips come down, exhale. Reach and lengthen up right side body. Bring the right hand to rest at the nape of the neck and lift up just slightly there. Take the side stretch on the exhale. Inhale, right sits bone stays heavy, and then exhale to tip. Inhale and exhale. Let's wrap the left side of the rib cage now under and open up the collarbones. A little bit of a back bend here, leaning the head back but supported. And then right elbow towards left knee, filling into the back lungs. Open on the inhale. Exhale. Open it up, breathing in, and this time reach the right arm up and back. And then exhale. We'll take the twist over to the left. So find somewhere to land your right hand. Your left fingertips walk behind, looking over at the left shoulder for 3, 2, and 1. Back through center. A little twist over to the other side. Good. Shifting to come to hands and knees now. Fists or fingertips. Let's just do a few circle loops of the pelvis, moving that around side to side. You can move that also on a forward and back trajectory. Just try to get into some scooping of the jam, honey out of the jar. Forward and back, forward and back. Let's curl the toes under and sit back towards the heels and press away from the palms. Stretch out the bottoms of the feet. You might stay there or bring more weight back towards the heels to sit up and do a few shoulder releases. Stay wherever you are for 2 more full breath cycles. Origin of the inhale. Top of the inhale. Start the exhale. Bottom of the exhale. 1 more like that. We'll shift the weight forward again. Come off the heels. Walk the hands a little further forward. Let the feet lift up. You can have the knees a little bit wide so the big toe edge of the feet come together. Let's just lower into a push-up and then straight back up. And back towards the heels and towards a child's pose. Inhale, come forward, let the feet lift. Exhale, lower any amount. Hug the elbows narrow, press it up. Exhale, tops of the ankles stretch. And 1 more time, inhale, shift forward. Exhale, lower. Press it up, sitting back towards the child's pose now. Come up on your fingertip to stretch the backs of the wrists. Stretching the tops of the ankles here or sitting all the way back towards the feet to get a little extra. Fingertips can come behind the back. You might take a walk 1 knee at a time. Or both knees lift. Good, and then shift back through. Take it into tabletop shape on the inhale. Exhale, take it into cat. Let's do a few of the simple place we've been before. Cow on the inhale, exhale into cat. It's a new day. This body is new. The cells are not the same. Experiencing this movement as if it were the first time, truly present. Take it back to a neutral tabletop. Press the right shin and the left palm. Really give those 2 a press. And you might get light in the left shin and the left palm might even float up a little bit. You can add that. And then lower left shin and right palm. Now let's really press the left shin and really press the right palm. Just feel the stabilizer muscles, the core. Getting light in the left hand and the right knee, might even float that shin and place it back down. You can do that a few times or start to slide the left leg out and the right leg forward. Bring them back, sliding left arm, hand out, right leg back. The parts of the limbs that stay on the ground, press, press, press into those. Let's do 1 more time each side, whatever method that you're using. Good, and then let's take the right shin into a kickstand. Stretch the left leg back and open up that hip. You can come up on the fingertips or even just the left fingertips. You can look back for your leg. See that it's not too far back or too far forward. And then place that foot down so that it lines up the arch with the hip. Left arm starts to trace a circle around, up and back. You can just circle the left arm and keep the left foot on the floor, or float the left leg as the left fingertips reach back. And do a few of those, waving, squeeze and shorten the left side of the rib cage. Pressing the foot down and then lifting it up again. Let's bring the left fingertips back down and bring the shin back in. Bring the left knee towards the nose. Exhale. Curl the right toes under. Stretch the legs. Three-legged dog. Inhale. And bring the left knee towards the chest. Shift into a three-legged plank pose. Reach back. Inhale. Left knee towards the nose. Exhale. One more time, reach it up and back. Left knee towards the nose, and then we'll step the left foot up. Let's take a low lunge here on the inhale, and tap the back knee down on the exhale. You can keep the back toes curled under or bring the top of the foot down, just a little different sensation, and take the arms up on the inhale. Settle for the exhale. So if the arms are tired, maybe lots of gardening, you don't have to have them up. They could be resting on your thigh as you sit and then come back. Or you might have something else in mind, just being intimate and staying connected with the needs of this body this morning. Let's bring the hands down in front. Curl the back toes under again and pick up the back knee. Take a breath. Going to shift to plank pose, so we lean some weight to the inner palms and step into plank. Knees tap down. Let's lower this time all the way to the belly. Lengthen halfway, inhale. Slide the fingertips back a little bit. Actually, let's reach the arms back and tuck the thumbs in. Back so the hands are on the floor, and pull a little bit forward there. Again, stretching out the wrists. Toes press in Shalabhasana. Inhale. Exhale. Slide the hands to low ribs or fists. Press up and back. Let's take 3 breaths in a child's pose. Knees together or wide. Up on the fingertips if that feels good for the wrists. That's 2. And 1. Shifting back to the tabletop shape. Let's wag the left shin off this time. Come up on the right fingertips and stretch the right leg back and open. Just float it up a little bit, coming into some balance. You can look for the leg, position it so it lines up with the hip. Really lift the underside of the body away from the mat and then place the right foot on the floor. And start to do some big circles with the right arm, and you can stay just with that. Or as the right arm reaches back, float the right leg and find that little squeeze there, and then wave the right arm forward in a big circle and back and squeeze. Right leg floats. Inhale. Exhale, squeeze. Last time, reach. And then bring the right hand back down. Wag the left shin back in. Bring the right knee towards the nose. Exhale. Curl the left toes under and lift the hips, 3-legged dog. Inhale. You can take a deep bend in the left knee and press the floor forward. Hug the left hip back. Bring the right knee towards the nose, shifting into that plank shape. And stretch it back again. Inhale. Knee to nose. Exhale. Shoulders just ahead of the wrists. Inhale, lengthen. Knee to nose. This time lift the hips a little higher and step up. Coming into that low lunge for a breath there. And spring, tap the back knee down. Decide on the position of the back foot. Toes curled under or top of the foot down to take it into crescent lunge. Choose the expression with your arms. Allow your hips to move in and out, in and out. Sitting to what is a therapeutic depth for you, and then backing off a little bit. Good, we're coming back to the low lunge to breathe in, picking up the back knee, Shift some weight into the hands and we'll step once again into plank pose. Shifting through to lift belly and tap knees and then lower down in one piece. Exhale. Loop the shoulders, reach the arms back again. Backs of the hands can be on the floor. You can tuck your thumbs in or float the arms up and bring the palms to spread and the thumbs a little closer together at the back. You might lift your legs, lifting from the inner thighs, rolling towards the ceiling for 3, 2, 1. Lower. Press through table. Let's come into child's pose again for 3, 2, and 1. Tabletop shape. Inhale. Exhale, toes curl under hips. Lift high, finding downward dog. Shake the head, stick out the tongue. You might have a deep knee bend and visualize your sits bones climbing up to that spot where the wall and the ceiling meet. Keeping some wideness in the lower back and bending the left knee even more deeply as the right heel drops. And then right knee bends and the left leg can straighten out a little bit. And come back through center. Let's turn the heels in now so the toes are out. Charlie Chaplin, feeling that. Walking the hands back and in and dropping into a squat. You can let the knees go wide and come up onto your stilettos. And then peel the hips up and bring the feet to parallel. Fold over the legs. Toes turn out, heels in, dropping into a little squat. And then exhale to lift the hips, parallel the feet. And last time into the squat, inhale. Exhale, lift the hips, parallel the feet, and just hang over the legs here, chin to chest. And release the arms, taking opposite elbows in front or behind the legs, or just let the arms dangle. Belly to thighs so the legs aren't overstretching behind the knees. Generous bend at the knees, and lift at the arch, and lift at the pelvic floor. Draping the spine. One more breath. Good, let's roll up through the spine. Just coming up slow. And walk your hands up the body. Feel that reverse ragdoll, looking down and then bringing the shoulders up, back, and down. Let's take the thumbs behind the back. Hooking the thumbs together. Just notice which thumb is on top and drop into a squat. And then fold over the legs on the exhale. Let the head, neck, and shoulders go. Inhale, lift. Exhale, fold. One more time. Inhale. Release the arms and take chair pose for 3, 2, and 1. Fold over the legs, hips high. Let's walk forward to plank pose again. Let's bring the elbows down right underneath the shoulders and clasp the hands, looking back to center. Looking forward, maybe float the left leg an inch. And then the right leg an inch. One more breath there. Tap the knees, belly. Wiggle the elbows a little forward and lengthen out of the basket of the pelvis. Just looking down the tip of the nose. Just feeling the muscles underneath the shoulder blades engage to send the heart forward. Choosing your point of focus to just continuously start over, bring yourself back together. Exhale to lower, palms press through table, downward facing dog or child's pose for 3. Being the breath here for 2. And 1, high on the tiptoes. Taking the trip to the front of the mat this time and coming up halfway. Inhale. And fold, exhale. And press into the feet and come all the way up. Breathing in. Exhale, palms press to the heart. Good, let's reach up, inhale. And fold, exhale. Halfway lengthen, inhale.
And exhale, we'll step the right leg back and tap the right knee down. Crescent lunge on the inhale, just one breath. And exhale, bring the hands down, pick up the back knee and step to plank. Shifting forward to tap knees and lower, exhale. Any back bend, opening up. If you like the Shalabhasana, the arms can reach back. Exhale, hands to low ribs to press up and back. Downward facing dog. Just take a full breath cycle there. Right leg reaches back. Right knee to nose. Step the right foot up. Just one breath. Keep the back knee lifted here. Lean into the right foot and float the left leg up to meet the right. Fold over the legs. Inhale, presses up. And right away, exhale, fold. Halfway lengthen. Inhale. Left leg this time is coming back. Left knee taps down. Crescent lunge on the inhale. Exhale, float back. Low lunge, back knee lifts. Inhale. Shifting weight to palms to step through plank. Shifting through to tap knees and lower belly. Inhale to your back bend. Exhale. Pressing up and back and finding downward facing dog. Just one breath cycle there. Finish the exhale. Left leg reaches, three-legged dog. Left knee to nose, exhale. Looking forward to step up, back. Knee stays lifted for a breath. Leaning to left foot and stepping the right foot up to fold over the legs. And press into the feet, come all the way up, inhale. And exhale. Let's move on, breathing in. Exhale, fold. Halfway lengthen. Bend the knees, just take the left leg back, low lunge. So option here, you can keep the back heel lifted or pivot it to the floor so that you have space, the heels aren't crossing. Take the right thumb in the right hip crease and draw that hip back and then reach the left arm forward. And just take it up for 3 breaths into a warrior one shape and any position again with the arms. Last breath in. Good. Straighten the front leg. Start to wrap the hips to the left. You might need a little longer stride. Just take it into warrior two. The back foot is more or less parallel with the short edge of your mat. Warrior two pose here. Settling your torso in center for 3, 2, and 1. Exalted warrior on the inhale. Let's straighten the front leg on the exhale, reverse Trikonasana. Let's keep the front leg straight and start to reach forward with the right arm. Finding triangle pose, tipping and letting the right hand or back of the hand come along the inside of the leg to give yourself some leverage to open. Left arm can be at the hip or around the lower back or even wrapping all the way around to chest to ceiling. Last inhale there. Let's bend the front knee and one more time. Let's take it through this warrior two transition. Inhale. Woo. Exhale to straighten the front leg and parallel the feet to the side. Let's bring the heels in now into a little squat as you drop it in. We're going to do some movements with the arms. We're going to reach up and maybe lift the heels, straighten the legs. And then exhale, let the elbows cross and just do a few of those swings, maybe lifting up on the heels and switching the cross of the elbows. Just playing with the balance, the stability again. And then we'll take the right elbow under the left elbow and sit into the squat for 3. Wrapping the knees away from each other, 2. And 1, straighten up. Let's keep the arms like that, parallel the feet and fold just about halfway. So lengthen out of the pelvis. Belly lifting, reaching the elbows a little forward. And then release the arms. Take the left fingers to the floor, take the right hand to the left ribs and wrap them under. Let the right arm extend. It might just be at the side or low back. Try to keep it in a range of movement where you have that relationship with your rib cage that makes sense. So we're not cranking the shoulder or the neck. Nice. Bring that hand back to the floor. Come up halfway. We'll start to turn the right toes to face the front of the mat and come back to a low lunge. Let's press it right up and back, downward facing dog. You can take 5 breaths here, or if you feel like coming through the vinyasa, it's plank. Knees tap to lower. Open it up, inhale. Exhale back through to meet in downward facing dog for another breath. And then exhale, travel towards the front. Lengthen halfway. Exhale, empty. Press into the feet, come all the way up, inhale. And right away, fold, exhale. Halfway lengthen. Right leg steps back this time to low lunge. Just take a breath there. And then we'll drop the right heel. You can look back, forward, or you can stay high on the right toes. Bring the left thumb into the left hip crease, wrap it back a little bit and reach in opposition. Outer right foot presses away from right fingertips. Let that bring you all the way up. Warrior 1 for 3, 2, and 1. Straighten the leg. Open to the side, hips turning to the left. Adjust your stance for warrior 2. And take 3 breaths there. Lengthen the inner thigh. Settle the spine and center for 2. Seeing what you can soften for 1 more full breath cycle. Right arm drops, left arm lifts, exalted warrior. Just being with the sensations of some strength in that front leg. Last inhale. Exhale, straighten the front leg, reverse Trikonasana. Level the shoulders and start to lengthen forward. Wrapping the left ribs under to rest the left palm or back of the hand against any part of that leg. That feels good. Choosing your variation of Trikonasana. Let's bend the front knee. 1 more time, come through warrior 2, inhale. And then straighten the front leg. Again, parallel the feet to the side. You might go with a little shorter stance so we can bring the heels in and drop into that squat. Left shoulder drops. Inhale, wrapping the ribs right side under, looking to the left. Inhale here and pause. Bringing yourself a little more upright with your torso. And then let's try again. Reach arms, maybe lift the heels. And then exhale, swing the arms. 1 elbow over the other. Inhale and exhale. Big circles with the arms. No particular direction. All right, so left elbow under right elbow this time to settle in for 3, 2, little pulses for 1. Inhale, fill the lungs. Parallel the feet and fold over the legs. Reaching the elbows a little forward. You could bend the knees here. And then release the arms and bring the right fingertips under the face. Feel for your right ribs with your left hand. Wrap them under. At the same time, you might start to draw the right hip crease up and back. So the hips stay level. You might feel for them. Arm to the side with the left. Or just stay with the hand on the hips. On the sacral area there. Lengthening the spine. 1 more breath. Exhale through center. Pivot the left toes to face the front of your mat. And start to crawl around to the low lunge here. Let's press the palms, lean forward and step up and back again, downward facing dog. Last optional vinyasa to come forward to plank, or just take it to your knees in child's pose. Moving through your circuit, resting for a few more breaths. Let's all come to child's pose. Let your thumbs come between your eyebrows, connect with the higher thinking, reasoning, decision making, wise decision making area of your brain here. How are you doing right now? What is here? It's a feeling of just simple, the press, massage in between the brows. Might release something in the jaw or the eyes. And let the hands go and start to slip over to one side. Let's take the soles of the feet together and bring yourself in a little bit closer. You might have a lift underneath your seat. Baddha Konasana. Pressing the soles of the feet together and using your fingertips to keep your spine nice and long. Or you can take your hands in your feet and open them up like the pages of a book. Sometimes if I can get my hands down there, it feels nice to give a bit of pressure, press, all those sensory receptors in the bottoms of the feet that connect with the organs, get some stimulation. Let's take the right ear over to the right shoulder. And then take a look over the right shoulder, exhale. Down through center. Inhale, left ear, left shoulder, and then exhale, look over the left shoulder. Slowly down through center. And bring the head back up. Inhale. Exhale, take the hands and use the strength of the arms to bring the feet back together. Take yourself into a little huddle, seated version of a child's pose. Stretch the legs out long. Tuck your arms underneath your thighs now as the legs start to go, and wiggle the seat back. And come into your variation of forward fold, Paschimottanasana. Slowing things right down. Let's unwind from that as well. Bend the knees up towards the top of your mat. Let's just have the hands clasped in around the breastbone. Let's lower down a little bit on the exhale. Curl the tailbone. And then reach forward on the inhale. And lower down on the exhale. And reach forward and maybe up a little. Exhale to bring it back and slowly take it all the way down. Give your hips a little wiggle, shake, bounce, or windshield wiper. Let's send the seat to the left quite a bit and bring the knees over to the right. You could take your blanket if you have it and tuck it in between your knees. So that's a little less intense on the hips. Use your right hand to give some weight, gravity to the left side of the body. And pause for presence here. Still here, still inhabiting this body, taking in the sensations. Time for everything else will be when it comes. Shifting the left knee up, And then the whole package of the pelvis over to the right, hugging the knees towards the left and maybe using a support between them. Left hand to right thigh, right arm stretches away, dropping the gaze, if it's comfortable, over to that side. And taking 3 breaths here. Releasing from this side and bringing the legs back to center for a bounce or a hug or whatever you like. I'm just going to give an option for inversion to finish the class, to take a rest with legs up in some way. So many different ways. It can be taking that blanket, folding it up a couple times. I'll show a few different options. It can be down towards the bottom of the mat, and then your feet are just hanging off it. That's a really nice, gentle one, like a marble with the blood. It's rolling back towards the face. Or that can also be something to lift the hips up on. You can bring it up higher, the knees bent, or the legs have some ease to float up. Or you can take your seat and perhaps with that blanket over to the wall. Sit right up nice and close and maybe on top of the blanket, and then spin around. It's a little more athletic. So the legs can be up the wall, and you want your bum to be right up there. Any of those. Or you can just be resting on the back in Shavasana. It's going to start us into a couple of minutes of permission at the sound of the bell for complete release and just to be still. Opening the window wide to allow all of the senses, the mystery, the miracle of all of senses operating without any verbal instructions from that inner critic. Heart rate dropping. Very soft, shallow breath. Present to the visual field. Awareness that hearing is present. Thoughts rolling in and out like waves. Emotional tones as well. Staying connected and intimate and all of your own inner experience. In a moment, you'll hear the sound of the bell, and if you'd like to stay and rest longer, please do that. If you're closing the practice, you can blink open your eyes, notice what is in your surroundings, and be aware of if you have some props, legs up the wall, just where you are in that environment.
to bring the legs down and take the support out from underneath your feet or your hips. If you feel like a stretch, I like to stretch the jaw, the face, stick the tongue out, poke it into all corners of the mouth, around the teeth. These things that we don't consciously do very often that are nice and can release the throat. Can roll to one side and just stay there in the recovery pose. This life-saving posture, the rescue, complete. Closing the practice just to take a moment in whatever shape you might be sitting or still lying down, but just to have a sense of appreciation for this, the courage and the bravery that it takes to be with what's actually happening here and now for yourself. So that whatever thoughts, speech, and action are going to come out in our interactions and attempts to connect with others later in the day are useful and helpful. Hope to see you in person sometime soon. Namaste. Have a great whatever else is coming. Bye.